Welcome back to another edition of the Optimized Weekly Market Recap. I'm David Ferreira, and as always for today's recap, we'll be taking a look at last week's activity in the markets, as well as what we're watching for the week ahead. North American equity markets continued the steady march upwards, closing out the week up for the fifth consecutive week in a row. The Dow Jones was the strongest performing index, finishing the week up about 2.4%, the S&P up 77 basis points, the Nasdaq up 38 basis points, and the TSX finished up about 1.7% on the week. Looking at sector performance, both real estate and materials were by far the strongest performing sectors last week, while energy and communications were the weakest. Looking at the events from this past week, revised GDP data for the third quarter showed that the U.S. economy expanded by an impressive 5.2%, an upgrade from the initial reading. This revision was driven largely by higher business investment and speaks to the resilience of the U.S. economy. The monthly personal income and outlays report also carried some good news on the inflation front. The highlight was a continued deceleration in producers' prices, or core PCE, the Fed's preferred inflation gain, which slowed to 3.5% year on year. Looking at the Canadian labor market, Canada added another 25,000 jobs in November. The unemployment rate, however, has moved up slightly since April as labor force gains continue to outpace employment. Now, for the week ahead, all eyes will be on the Bank of Canada's monetary policy meeting, at which the BOC will announce its last interest rate decision of the year. Expectations are that the BOC will hold rates steady for the third time in a row, but future guidance will be watched closely for hints on interest rate policy going forward. In the U.S., we'll look at November's non-farm payroll data, which will provide insight on the state of the U.S. labor market. And a few big names to report earnings this week include Broadcom, Lululemon, and Campbell's. Certainly no shortage of excitement in the markets last week, with more to come in the week ahead. Until next time, thanks for watching and see you soon.